G'day, this is Simon from the Bracketeer at South OC Cars and Coffee. As you can see behind me, another perfect Southern California day and a great turnout of cars. You know, I've been saying all along that we get between 500 and 600 cars here at the event, and I was just talking to some of the crew from the outlets here, and they say that this parking lot we have the show in holds about 630 cars. So I was wrong. With the motorcycles, we're getting between 600 and 700 every week, which is crazy. As I said, great turnout. We got the guys here from Hoehn Motors with some Jaguars and Range Rovers as well, so we welcome them on board as a sponsor, and great to have them along, and their customers as well. So let's swing the camera around and have a look. So my Camaro, James's 1LE, Tony's beautiful new 570 Spider, and then Pete's GT3, really nice 458 Italian yellow, looks really good in that yellow. And David's beautiful Ferrari, of course, that holds the official world record for the Cannonball Run. Jay's Ford GT, another really nice McLaren. Then arrives some Lamborghinis along here, two of them in that really nice pearl white, one in black, green, and then this purple wrapped one here. Really nice classic Ferrari here, also for sale if anybody's interested. Wow, that's 57 grand for a Ferrari. That's not bad, is it? Wow. Good value. Then we go moving right along. Porsche, that's Albert's Porsche there. Another Ferrari. Then of course we get to the Range Rovers and the Land Rovers and the Jaguars. Check this one out. Now this Hoehn Adventures, these guys do a really cool thing for their customers. I believe it's mainly for women, but they actually take the cars and they take them to exotic locations, and then they do these target or rally events with their customers through these really exotic locations. So check out the South OC Cars and Coffee website and click on the link and it'll take you to the Adventures page. It's really cool. Then a Jaguar sitting here with that big old V12 engine they had. They used to say that if you rebuild the engine in one of these and you want to know that you've included all the parts, if you tip a bucket of water over the top of it and any water gets through the bottom, you know you've forgotten something. That was such a packed engine bay. Right, on to the rest of the Jaguars. That's a really lovely British Racing green. Another one. Look at them lined up along here. How cool. Project 7. This car's cool. So this is this Project 7 car. Check out the spoiler on the back, I guess it's the driver protector on the back. Very cool. Isn't that great? This is a really nice looking car. Wow, that's great. Beautiful colour. Just love that. This is so reminiscent of the old Jaguars that used to, you know, the old race cars in the 50s and 40s where they'd have that there. Very cool. Very cool. Okay, moving right along. More of them through here. That one with a black wrap on it. Another one, and then down to a classic Jaguar, a beautiful E-Type down here with the nose pointed down. And then moving over the other side, classic old Porsche Targa, another Porsche here, and then Viper. And then this car, which I think may be a contender for our car of the week. This is just really classic. Please don't leave before I finished and walked around. It may be our car of the week. So thank you. Porsche. About another 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Thank you. Rolls Royce, Volkswagen. Rolls and Volkswagens through here. Good morning. Another one here, Beetle. Beautiful little old Porsche there. Great colour. 56 Chevy. And then very cool old car there. And then moving up along here, we've got a Hellcat. Great looking Chevelle here. Really cool, running LS in there. Another Corvette, another Ferrari. Really nice looking little Jensen Healy here. Mercedes. Saturn.
You gotta love that.
Gen 5 Camaro, Corvette, beautiful BMW, Paul's El Camino, Cobra replica. Then on to the guys from with all the Mustangs, our regulars through here.
Hey, how you doing?
And another Mustang through here. How cool is this over here? 1956 Chevy, beautiful. And then another 56 Chevy next to it. How classic is that? Right, jumping over the other side. Good morning. Really beautiful looking Mercedes 280 SL. I was talking to the owner of this when he called in this morning. I think he said his name was Chris. This particular car, he's owned since the 70s. He had it resprayed, but it's just such a beautiful classic car. He's got all the original parts from. He's changed the back, the stereo, and he's put some different kick panels in it. But he's smart enough. He kept all the parts so he can restore it back to original. But what a beautiful old Mercedes that is. Still got the original soft top on it. He said in sort of in a grey colour. Cool looking Woody. Challenger with a new motor out of one of the more recent cars. Then we go to a classic Charger. This is, in my opinion, one of the greatest looking front ends of any car ever built. I love this, and I love the front end on a 67, 68 Camaro RS as well. Love those hidden headlights. Buick, Mustang, another Mustang, and another one here. And then Buick Riviera, the 65, got those clamshell headlights. Love this car, really do. Such a classic look. Next to it, a Mustang GT350, Challenger Hellcat. Really cool looking GT500, isn't that great? Corvette. Saw this rod pull in. This is kind of cool. Love it's running a Hemi obviously, but look at the chop roof on this thing, and I love the way they've actually sort of brought this roof line out through here. Really nicely done. Lovely red leather interior. Blown Hemi for a rod. It really is the holy grail of hot rod engines. It's really, really cool. So that's a Plymouth. Very cool. Look at that. Chrysler Motors project. Isn't that great? So I don't know the year. I would be guessing somewhere between 31 and 34. But very, very, very cool. Moving along, next to it, really great looking Chevelle. Little Mitsubishi there, little Evo, another Evo. Porsche. Really, really nice looking T-Bird here, Thunderbird. And then coming up here, one of our regulars, this great looking Yenko Nova. That's a very cool looking car. And then next to it, look at this old Chevy. Isn't that great? Great classic old Chevy. And then one of my neighbours actually with his Ford delivery van, Corsa. Great looking Volkswagen. Another one here. Andy's Chevy truck. And then a couple of generations of Corvettes sitting side by side. This Baja truck sitting there. Mustang, Corvette, and an old Ranchero sitting on the end. Mid-60s Ranchero. Just coming over the other side, Audi 442 next to it. Oh, just bring the camera back down. Oh, Ford, how cool is that? Challenger, Dodge, another really nice Riviera, Acura, Carmen Gear, AMG, little Nissan, another Corvair. I said Corsair before, I meant Corvair before. Isn't that great? In Hugger Orange, I was speaking to the owner, not original colour, but looks great. 69 Camaro, El Camino, Chevy 2, very cool looking thing. Good morning. And then great looking 68 Camaro, really nice, very, very neat. RS front end on it, 396 big block, great engine in that thing. Really nice looking car. Another El Camino, and then some Corvettes coming through here. You hear the kids running around making noise. We get so many kids at this show. And look at this. Now here's one of our regulars, is a cat. Isn't that cool? Somebody brings a cat to the show. That's great. Cats in cars. Why not? Another Corvette. Another Corvette, great looking Falcon here, running that inline 6, one of our regulars in the Ford truck. And Challenger, great looking. This is nice, isn't it? Look at this Chevy. How cool is this? Very, very cool. Another Saturn, a little Volkswagen. This car coming up here, I think this was our car of the week a few weeks ago. This is a Packard. Really pretty car. Look at the front end of that thing. So much style for its day. Just beautiful. Next to it, a Firebird. And then we come along there, some of our regulars sitting here. Good morning, gentlemen.
Hey, good morning.
Good to see you all, as you always. Corvette. Then we get a couple of Woodies through here. Surf wheels on the back. Classic looking old Ford here. Isn't this good? Love the mascot in the car, big dog. And then a really pretty looking Thunderbird. Love that colour. Really nice. 69
Cars you have here?
Camaro, and then a really great looking Cobra replica through here. Mercury. You guys, a very cool looking hot rod through there, classic style. So then a Cadillac. Then we've got a Firebird, and then a Falcon, and then a really cool looking Chevy 396, it says on it. It's a cool looking big block. BMW 57 Chev, Porsche, Mustang. Then we've got the guys with their rebadged Chevy SSs built as Commodores, and this one at Dane's, which we've made car of the week before, which happens to have a LSX on it. What a good looking car, really well set up. I only got one question for you, Dane. I can't understand how come you've got, what is it? You got one of your coils on upside down over here, up the wrong way. Look at that back here. You know, Dane, you get so close every time to having everything perfect, but all the others, plugs facing forward, and then that one on the back, it's all right, it's okay. Just not mounted in there properly. That's all right, mate. You'll get there one day. So close, so close. Okay. I always like to give Dane a bit of a roasting. Then we got the G8s. Then a Corvette, another Corvette, beautiful looking old classic Corvette. This has been here before, fuel injection, Supra.
Oh, hi.
And then good morning.
Hello.
And then look at this Land Cruiser, classic old Land Cruiser. Then GMC, and then Nova, Gen 6 Camaro, then Mustang, then one of the Kia Stingers with that bi-turbo 6-cylinder in it. ZL1 running that LT4 supercharged engine. Mustang, Porsche, Honda, I believe. Another. We've got an S2000. We've got a Miata, then another S2000, and then up here we've got a Thunderbird, an AMG. Over this side, little Subaru coming in, and then jumping around here, cool looking Ferrari, one of our regulars, been a car of the week, and then WRX, a little Alfa Romeo. And it's funny, you lift the hood on the Alfa and you don't have that sort of knowing little beak on the front. Looks like every other car. Porsche, another one, 924 I think it is. Another Porsche. Roll them along here, which is good.
Howdy. How you doing?
A great looking old Mercedes here. Isn't that classic? Isn't that beautiful? Acura. And then Supra. Really nice looking Charger. This thing is beautiful. Look at that green. Look at that front end on that. That is a tough looking car. 1970. A ZL1 Camaro, of course, running that LSA supercharged engine from Chevy. 6.2 litres, forged crank. At 1.8 litre Eaton, I believe. Rotors in that. Supercharger. Little Targa, one of our previous cars of the week. Such a great little car, this Jaguar Jupiter. The first car to use a boxer style engine, which of course has been made famous by the likes of Porsche and Subaru. Ram, Chevy truck, Lincoln Continental with those back suicide doors. Another one of these Chevy SSs. This one of course still running its Chevy badges, not the Holden badges. And then BMW Bronco, a GTO, Ram truck. This is kind of cool. Look at this. Big International. This thing's great. Decent size, isn't it? Huge. Okay, a little Porsche. Very gorgeous little MG stretch Mercedes. How cool is that? And then, I didn't see this drive in. Look at this. A tractor. A great old Ford. Look at this. How classic's this? Ford tractor. With a scraper blade, bulldozer blade at the back. John Deere power takeoff shaft on it. I spent many a year in my childhood sitting on a tractor, not much bigger than this, on my farm, and just doing stuff, working on the farm back in Australia. So very familiar territory for me, sitting on a hard, cold seat like that. Good to see here. We love seeing a bit of variety. Jaguar, great looking Chevy truck, really nice, 3600. Big old dog sitting in front of it, guarding it. BMW, Porsche. I don't know why that's in here. Dodge. Please don't bring average cars in here, just regular run-of-the-mill cars. This is not a swap meet. I don't mind it if they're worthy of the show, but Mustang, Seville, Corvette, another Corvette driving through there. And then jumping over the other side, we've got it's interesting. I do not know what that is. I think it's an old Cadillac. Yeah, it is. Classic old Cadillac for sale. Mustang, Lethal Performance badge on. Those guys do really good work. Another Mustang, Jeep. Another Jeep with that angry grille on it. Look at that. Great looking old Ford truck. Then on to a beautiful old Defender, Land Rover 110. In fact, they weren't even, I believe, even called a Defender. Now look at this for sale. Look at this. How great is this? Really tough looking old Land Rover. Love these things. My lovely wife, who's standing behind me, Sarah, that is her favourite car, and she's looking at it with some excitement at the moment, going, I love that. Subaru WRX, and then Mustang, really nice green, a Corvette, R35, a Hellcat Charger, a Ferrari leaving us here. It's pretty, isn't it? A couple of R34s with that great RB26 inline 6, a couple of Scion, and then a Toyota 86. Great looking little Nissan we've had here a bit. Little 2002 BMW with some flares on, look really great. Great colour too. Another 2002. Love those cars. MGB, classic British racing green, and that a bit lighter than British racing green by the way. Next door to Porsche. Classic looking Rambler. For memory, this is not running an original Rambler engine. This is actually running a small block Chev in it. So cheaper to get parts and easy to get horsepower. So that's kind of cool. Buick, a Prowler, of course, designed by Mr. Chip Foose, or input from him. Some Mustangs. A couple more Porsche. It's an interesting colour. I'm not sure if this is Mexico blue. I think it is, but a really nice looking Porsche colour. A little S2000. A WRX, older WRX, another WRX, and then a Rolls Royce over that side. 2 more rows to go. A couple of Corvettes. Beautiful looking 570S McLaren, carbon fibre hood on that in raw carbon fibre, looks excellent. Corvette, and then a Super Cobra replica, Volkswagen, great looking old army truck. Check this thing out, very cool. Another Cobra replica, and then something that I've said many times I've got a very soft spot for, FJ40 Land Cruiser, what I learned to drive in. Just great, love that colour too. A few of the guys with their GTIs, always great to have these guys in these clubs along. Good bunch of people, really great bunch of people. R32, of course both of these R32s, they were running that 6-cylinder. This is Jeff's Mustang. He's brought back a Mustang that he had an accident in at the drags, brought it back to life, running that new Whipple on this thing. I don't know if he's run it on the dyno yet, but I'm sure this thing's going to be making some seriously big horsepower. Had the guys from Hillbank work on him for him. Of course, Hillbank also do that super performance range of Cobras. We just walked past one a second ago. Beautiful looking Chevy here. This thing running a big block. I don't know what size it is. If I was going to guess, it's probably... Actually, it's not your regular. No, it's not. See, that's an earlier one because you can see the valve covers are a bit different on it. Really interesting. It's an earlier motor in it. Beautiful looking car. Look at the interior in it. Isn't that great? See the sort of the gold fleck in it. Her shifter. Really pretty looking car. Next to it, a couple of Hellcats. Actually, this one is a Demon. This is a Challenger Demon. So it's got those big flares on it. Very quick car. Very capable, great quarter mile. Next sort of Hellcat was running the same style of supercharger on it. Viper, another Viper. Anybody sitting here, you'd think that this Honda's making all this noise, but in fact, it's not. It's something over that side. It's Camaro. A couple of Focuses, ST, and then a Scion. Camaro sounds tough, big cam in it. Porsche, really nice looking 69 Camaro Z28. That beautiful houndstooth interior. Look at that, isn't that lovely? And then running, of course, that 302 engine, big horsepower engine size. That was because of the race homologation. T-Bucket, check that out. Very cool. Big block in that thing. Z06 was running that really nice LS7 427. Another Cobra. A couple of Volkswagen dealer cars in here by the look. Really nice looking Stingray. Bronco. Corvette. Another Corvette. Another Corvette. Love that colour of that. Just a little bit of orange in it. Another Corvette. And then this one is pretty. There's that little Miata there. Check out the colour of this. Isn't that beautiful? That's lovely. Really lovely colour. Over this side, what have we got over there? We've got a Lexus and then a little Scion and then a Beetle and then a BMW. And then Lexus and then Maserati and Mustang. Very cool. Interesting scoop on the back of that Porsche. Another Porsche. GTS. Really nice grey, this thing. Good. S2000. And then another Lexus. Another Porsche. BMW. Gen 5 Camaro RS running that 6-cylinder. BMW. Another BMW. 458 Italia. Great looking Chevy truck here. Just leaving us. That thing sounds tough. Really nice. 458 Italia with a black wrap on it by the look. Great looking old Ford courier van, which is really cool. And a couple of Volkswagen buses through here. Really pretty old Mercedes. Another old Mercedes here. Another McLaren 650S. Focus ST.
And then Sean rolled the window.
Honda, Mom. Yeah, and that's Andy, by the way. Andy has the deepest voice in the world, right, Andy?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
see? Exactly. Nissan Ute, little Toyota 86. Little Scion, Nissan. Little ST Focus, 370Z. Mustang. Z01 Camaro, like the one we saw before, with that LSA. Viper. Volkswagen. GTI. Serious scoop on the hood of this thing. That's the Mazda.
Good to see you
Mazda
again.
Speed. Yeah, good to see you too. So these two cars basically had the same 2.3 litre engine. The one on the left, the 6, was actually all-wheel drive, 6-speed manual, great little turbocharger on it, decent horsepower. The one on the right, which is the 3, had the same 2.3 litre engine, but it was front-wheel drive only, slightly detuned, or smaller turbo, I can't remember which, but very quick little car. Had issues with the turbos, which is a shame. A really nice looking Ford truck all kitted up here. This thing, which is insane. We've looked at this before, this Sandrail. A little Acura, Honda, Forester. And then the back of that truck we looked at before. Then, sure what that is, maybe a little Honda, don't know what that is either. And then a new motor in this, I think it's a GMC truck. Over the other side we've got an old Porsche, Nissan, Ford, Chevy truck, old Jeep, Mercedes, a couple of trucks here side by side, 3 of them side by side. And then running the last row, Porsche. Little now here's a bit of legacy for you. There's somebody I would like you to meet over here. This is Jeff.
Hi.
And this is
Cohen.
This is Cohen. Now there's a bit of a connection here between Jeff and Cohen and Cars and Coffee. Your dad ran the Cars and Coffee that everybody knows of, the famous one in Irvine.
Yeah, the one over at the Ford building.
Exactly. And so we love when we get Jeff here, because he's not only a friend of ours, but there's a great legacy of what we've tried to retain the integrity and the culture of what they had in Irvine. So
you can tell by the number of kids that are here.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's totally great.
And the other good news about Jeff is he also makes the best coffee in all of San Clemente. He owns Bear Coast Coffee down at the pier. And tell us about the new store that's opening up.
Oh, we're opening up in Dana Point, right across from Hennessy's, and right next to where Hobie is in that little Dana Point plaza.
By psychology, I think.
Yeah, well, psychological.
Psychological, that's the one. So always a pleasure.
Hey, thank you. Doing what I can.
Yeah, it's awesome. So good to have you here. Love that legacy. Jeff's parents were, if you went into Cars and Coffee at Irvine and you walked past the 2 people at the front every single week, tirelessly, that was Jeff's parents, John and Linda. So always good to have him along. Top guy. Honda, a Miata, an older Miata. Good to see those two. So there's the last generation of Miata and then the original generation of Miata. Great little cars. We have a Fisker next to a very cool Great, look at this blue on this thing. Isn't that awesome? Very cool to see. The Mopar muscle. BMW, old Buick. Next to a 55 Chev Bel Air van. S6. Mustang. Honda. Beetle. And then a BMW. Great looking little, look at that, great old Ferrari sitting there. Love
Alright, gotta check out the
mix of cars we get here. Cool looking truck with a patina, Chevy truck with a patina effect on it. Next to it, a old Volvo, some serious plumbing under the front. Hi everybody, welcome, good to see you here. These guys do killer work. I was at this shop the other day. The stuff that they do to Raptors and the like, unbelievable. I was looking at some of their suspension work, incredible. Honda. Mercedes, a little Lotus, great looking Mercedes, and then an M4, and then finally down this row, last but not least, a little, in Australia we would call that a Honda Prelude, and I guess it was badged as a Honda here, but cool to see. Over this side we've got a little Saturn, a Mercedes, Jeep, really nice grey. And there's just a few customers' cars for the shops parked here as well. Audi, there's a Mustang, and then Mercedes. This beautiful Hudson truck that we made car of the week a few weeks ago. I really encourage you to go back and check that out. Great story behind it. Really nice looking old Porsche 1500 Super, BMW, another BMW, and then good morning everybody. Very cool little Invicta here, isn't that great? That Buick, and then this really nice looking 57 Chev. We've looked at before as well. So motorcycles, Ducati, 1199, great looking old BMW, Harley Davidson, Norton 750 Commando, that's great. Another Norton next to it. This thing's called a Dominator. It's stripped down from the factory. How cool does that look, the way they've taken all the weight out of it, all of the fairings and everything are off it. Next to it, a chopper. Next to a little Vespa. We welcome everybody. Strange little motorcycle, that's kind of cool. Genuine old Vespa there, moving around over here. I think this is a BMW, yes it is. Great looking old Yamaha 200, electric on the side, electric start obviously. Harley Davidson, another Harley Davidson, another little bit of Italian motorcycle over here. Look at this, a little Vespa there. A Yamaha Ducati 959 again, another Harley Davidson. Look at this old 650 over here, Ducati Monster, and then a 929, and then finally this BMW 1200 up here. So that's it for another week at South OC Cars and Coffee. I want to thank the guys from Hoehn Motors for bringing their customers with their Jaguars and Range Rovers this week. Make sure to go on to the South OC Cars and Coffee website and click on their ad and have a look at the Hoehn Adventures. It's a really, really cool thing that they do, taking customers' vehicles to some exotic locations, going on some targas and rallies and things. Great turnout again. Thanks very much to Ruby's for bringing out the coffee and the donuts, of course, and of course Outlets of San Clemente for allowing us to be here. Have a great week. We'll see you back here next week for another South OC Cars and Coffee.